It is Thanksgiving, everyone, and you know what I'm thankful for? The final 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. They were so gosh darn awful that we can all just come together in universal disgust now at a show that fell from grace, all the while appreciating the good that came from it still. Like Waenerys here, for example. Waenerys, the mother of Mandrakes, enters the fold, with her family of all things veggie, as well as some lunar connections that will help her vie for the throne. So let's bounce to it. And Waenerys here sure looks to have a solid set of stats at 200 hunger, 150 sanity, and 150 health as well. But, as we'll come to find, Waenerys is going to have some issue when it comes to actually keeping it all at tip-top shape. And that sounds familiar. For you see, she will be battling a constant sanity drain each and every morning. And it is quite significant, actually, as Waenerys will lose 1 sanity every 5 seconds or so, and that is more than enough to catch up to you very quickly without attention paid to it. So, what's that saying? When the Mandrakian is born, the gods flip a coin. But thankfully, madness is but one side of that coin. Come dusk, this negative sanity drain becomes a positive one. However, it is still not as effective as the drain itself, so I wouldn't rely on it too much, mind you. That said, there might be another dusk mechanic of Waenerys that you will need to fall back on, and that's her ability to heal under the low glow of the moon. Come dusk and even night, Waenerys will benefit from a slight health regeneration effect that will restore 1 health every 4 seconds, which ain't too shabby actually. But this lunar synthesis of sorts goes further beyond still. As come the full glow of the moon, this very same health regeneration rapidly and significantly increases to 1 health every 1 second for as long as the night lasts. Very nice. But why does it matter so much as to be relied on, Beard? Well, that could just be me being as dramatically stupid as the burning of King's Landing or even the death of Cersei and Jaime, but still, Waenerys ain't no dragon, folks. She will take a crazy amount of fire damage very quickly if you aren't careful. And typically, the damage is on the low 8 to 10 point side. However, for Waenerys, it's 12.8 per second, even when we aren't even on top of the fire anyways. Watch yourself. Oh, and she certainly doesn't have the fire of a dragon burning inside her either. For you see, Waenerys does less damage overall in all forms of combat. So be prepared to take longer to defeat your ultimate foes, unlike how the living defeated the unstoppable army of the dead during the long night with just a simple shank. But enough faffing about. Winter is coming, and it's gonna get cold fast. And Waenerys doesn't like that prospect, not one bit, and will get colder faster than normal because of it. Especially come dusk, where she can reach minus 20 degrees very quickly. So I wouldn't take 7 seasons to prepare and then have it mean nothing in the end. Oh, and those long summers aren't gonna be as lovely as they sound either, as Waenerys is technically a plant herself, meaning intense heat is not gonna do her any good. So, the winds of winter will blister, while the sweltering sun does everything but simmer. Is there any weather that Waenerys is gonna like then? Well, I guess rain will do at the end of the day, as Waenerys will benefit from an ever so slight regeneration effect on her hunger and sanity come rainfall. However, the sanity gain will still not be enough to actually counter her built-in morning sanity drain, so that kinda sucks. But, speaking of hunger, Waenerys here is a vegetarian, folks. Well, she'll still be able to munch down some fruit still, but you get the idea. No meat of any sort will suit here. So, you best know your way around the veggie world of the constant, especially them potatoes. So then it's a good bloody thing to know that Waenerys will be able to plant and fertilize crops even as the white stuff falls, everyone. Very much unlike every other survivor we know. Now, the seeds planted by her still won't actually grow by themselves during winter, but she'll be able to help them out with manure, guano, rot, etc. So take advantage, you're gonna need it. Know what else you'll need? Speed. As speed is key. Waenerys spawns into the constant, already boasting an increase to her overall movement speed of 25%, which is honestly pretty nuts. But it would explain the teleporting from one end of Westeros to the other without dragons in mere minutes, however. But while Waenerys doesn't actually have any dragons to speak of, she still is a friend to animals. Small creatures like rabbits will not shy away from her presence. However, that could very well just be chalked up to them actually wanting to eat her, but what have you. Uniquely, though, this same friendship mechanic extends to butterflies, which is something new in these types of characters for sure. Neat stuff. But let's start wrapping up here with some of Waenerys' exclusive crafts and starting items, like the Mandrake crown here. It's a headgear item that grants a small sanity gain when worn, as well as offering the ability for Waenerys to turn herself into a Mandrake. But what for, you ask? Well, to hide from the dangers of the world, of course. Very similar to how we can do so with the bush hats. Very hidden, like the writing of Season 8. Enjoy. And while Waenerys does in fact spawn with a crown in most cases, one is still craftable via 21 grass, 3 rope, and something called a Mandrake heart. And this Mandrake heart is also a potential starting item, along with having a craft itself that will cost 1 leafy meat, 5 seeds, and 25 of Waenerys' own health to create. But it goes into more than just a leafy crown, mind you. As with them, we can create Mandrakes, little itsy bitsy mandrake pets that will follow Waenerys around, very similar to just how normal mandrakes do so when we pick them at dusk. However, not only will they not make an overly annoying sound over and over and over again, they seemingly stick around forever, not actually turning into other mandrakes. So have fun just growing your mandrake empire, I guess. But why exactly would you choose to do this anyways? Well, unlike the normal mandrakes that follow you and make you want to rip your ears off, these little guys actually provide us guano upon feeding them anything that isn't meat. And since guano is actually better and more efficient than manure at fertilization, this mechanic is actually tremendously helpful come wintertime. So, get to farming and have your way while doing so too. As Waenerys here comes with a whole assortment of configuration options, from turning off her starting inventory, lowering her speed, strengthening her damage output, adjusting damage taken even, altering her diet, and more. Seriously. With all of these options, Waenerys could just end up being a completely different character to you than she was for me. Sort of like Dany became in a split second and then just ruined everything. But there you have it, everyone. Waenerys, the mother of mandrakes, in Don't Starve Together. One last note would be that she does indeed start with a pan flute as well. So do with that as you please. And yes, while I actually do in fact like a lot of what this character brings to the table, so thank you very much to all those who had a hand in making it, I did actually just make this video solely for the stupid jokes throughout it and at the start there. But thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. Thank you for literally everything, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.